Solar is a solution that is happening right now. It's not 5 years away, but it's an option for homeowners right now. And we need these solutions to try to make homes as sustainable as possible. Now, the company that I had the chance to interview is absolutely killing it. At the time that I interviewed them, which was several months ago, they were at a little over 700 different projects. Now they are well over 850 different projects that they have completed. And in that time, they rebranded. During this recording, they were Virtuoso Energy, but now they are Zeno Renewables. So make sure you stay all the way to the end to hear how Zeno Renewables is helping homeowners become sustainable. Just start off with just a little summary about you guys and what you guys do.
Perfect. Yeah. So my name's Kai Fahrion. I'm co-CEO of Virtuoso Energy. We're a sustainable solutions company here in Western Canada that works heavily on solar solutions and then home solutions when it comes to energy storage and electric vehicle infrastructure. We've been around for 6 years now, are one of the leaders in the industry, highest reviewed company in the industry as well when it comes to Google. I'm trying to think of overall, that's pretty much like the elevator pitch on what we do and kind of who we are. Heavily, I guess, been growing quite a bit over the last couple of years and have been able to install over 700 projects now and offset just over 3 million kilograms of carbon with all of our projects. So
wow.
Pretty big impact we've been able to make.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. Yeah. Definitely. And so what led you to get into this space?
Yeah, that's a really good question. It goes back to how I was raised. So Gersh, the other co-CEO of the company, we were both kind of raised the same way, very focused around the environment, sustainable practices. Gersh was actually raised full vegetarian, so he's never tried meat, fish, or eggs or anything like that. I was raised with half-half. So my mom and my sister were vegetarian and my dad ate meat. And I kind of went through life where I had the different choices and had the opportunity to really see the environment for what it provided to us, and ended up actually moving here to Canada because of environmental impacts on our family when it comes to health concerns. So I had really bad health issues, and so did my sister, and we ended up moving here and picked Alberta for the reason of just the beauty of it and everything like that. And that pretty much went through my life, and I took that when I went into my career. I have an electrical background, and so does Gersh. We both pretty much were electricians, met in the field, decided we wanted to bring something to the energy space here that hasn't been evolved yet, or at that time hadn't been, and both looked into kind of how can we start a company in that. So we started Virtuoso Energy. We ended up actually winning a state build your business competition where we won $5,000, ended up quitting our jobs with that $5,000 and going full force into the company. And that was, like I mentioned, in 2015. And today we are just shy of 50 employees. So it's been a big growth and a lot of fun in an amazing industry that's just kind of at the forefront still of tremendous growth.
Right. So what was your first project?
Our first project, funny enough, so in not the solar space, on the electrical side, it was wiring some lights. So we used to do a lot of things where we'd work on the LED side of things. So efficiency for individuals' homes or commercial projects. So it was actually a lighting upgrade for a residential house for a realtor that we used to work with a lot.
Gotcha. And now what is your major source of projects?
Pretty much home solutions, so solar. We do, like I mentioned before, we do a lot of residential solar solutions, EV. So we have a lot of partners in the industry from Porsche, Tesla, all that kind of side of things, and then also battery storage. But yeah, are heavily focused on the sustainable solutions on the solar space.
That's awesome. Really cool. Where do you kind of see Virtuoso Energy going in the next 6 months to a year?
6 months to a year, pretty dead set on further expansion. We currently have offices in Calgary and Edmonton, and then a satellite office in BC as well. Pretty much further expansion into different areas across Canada, most likely, and then just growth. The industry, like I said, is in still such a heavy growth stage, and we are really just looking to solidify our brand and our name to make the bigger impact. Our ultimate goal actually goes out 19 years. Our goal is by 2040 to have installed solar on 1 million homes. So that's our big, hairy, audacious goal. I know it's a long way out, but we kind of take that and then we literally just piece that back to what does 6 months look like? What is 1 year, 3 years, 5 years? And kind of built it off that.
That's definitely very attainable. Just being able to say okay, we're going to chunk it out into okay, if we continue to grow this way, this is how we can reach that goal. So that's really awesome. Do you see you guys focusing more just on solar energy solutions, or also going into the EV and trying to expand into commercial ways, or are you just going to try to really kind of focus on one? Where do you hope to see the expansion?
I think it's really like a full circle of services when it comes to sustainability for a home. A heavy amount of that is really just how do you get an individual or a human to really change all aspects of their life. So our services, we're always looking at kind of innovative ways to bring those services to individuals. We're not dead set on that. This is the be all end all. It's really just what makes sense now, what's a more sustainable solution than what we're using. So for transportation, electric vehicles make so much sense. There's obviously affordability now, access to electric vehicles. There's, I don't know how many models coming out next year, even this year, or if you follow it really closely, you can see all the models that have launched. And then also the solar side of things. So really that has come down in cost. So focusing on that a lot and making it accessible to individuals from information and what it actually does for individuals at a residential level. A lot of the times the conversation is, well, is it financially feasible, or what's the environmental impact? And really just bringing that into a normalized state where people understand that both are feasible and that these are easy things that you can do for your house, and that solar isn't this like out of reach thing that only a certain portion of society can have. That's our big focus. Yeah, so you guys are really just trying to make sure everybody hears the message that solar is attainable and these energy solutions, they're attainable as well. You can just ask us, talk to us about it, and we'll find a solution for you. Exactly. And really heavily on that it's here today, that it's not something of the future, that it's now, it's accessible now, and you don't have to look at it as, hey, this is something that's not accessible to us for a few years. It really isn't anymore. A lot of those myths have been broken on the cost and on all that stuff. So right, yeah, definitely. I mean, there's so many solutions out there for the climate crisis and for energy solutions. Like, they're all here. We just have to implement them and just really start them off. I know you got to get going. So here for this last question, what do you want somebody to take away from this interview? I think the easiest thing is really just educating yourself, doing your research, reaching out, not being afraid to ask questions about solar, or if you're interested in the solutions. A lot of the time it's harder to pick up the phone than to actually have the conversation. So we find that a big part of this industry growing is really that individuals need to be comfortable with asking questions and not seem like it's a question that might be stupid, I guess, so to say. And the other aspect of that is that every little step counts. So everything that we do as an individual human counts towards what you mentioned with the climate crisis and being able to accelerate ourselves towards fixing this problem. The impact that we want to make is obviously takes every individual that's willing to work with us, whether it's on their home or their commercial project. So that'd be pretty much the main takeaway, is that this is something that's not tomorrow. It's already here, and it's just being able to educate yourself and being comfortable with having the conversation and reaching out to figure out more, whether that's to us or other industry leaders. Just figuring out what's right for them. It's unique for everybody's situation and everybody's goals. So figuring out what's really the best for your situation is key. Yeah, definitely. Exactly. Cool. Well, if anybody wants to reach out and learn more from you or talk to you, where can they find you? Easiest place is honestly probably LinkedIn. If they want to connect on LinkedIn, I'm always more than happy to exchange messages on there and see where that goes. Or they can reach out directly to on our website, so virtuosoenergy.com. You kind of see a little bit of projects and all that kind of aspect. And then there's direct contact information there as well. But yeah, there's always kind of an open to conversation. What if you are passionate about going solar and just don't have a roof to put those panels on? Check out this interview with Sunified on the right, where they are helping people have a little piece of the sun, even if they live in an apartment, don't own their own home, or their home is just in a terrible position for solar.